Today, on increasing the difficulty of describing this channel that you like to your friends, we're working on the motorbike. Obviously, today's tinkering project heavily influenced by yesterday's video where I actually got to go ride a motorcycle that was working, and I want mine to work now. No. The question pops up like relatively regularly from new people who joined the channel. Like, what's the deal with that cafe racer sitting in the back corner? It's so neglected and it doesn't get any attention. So hopefully this video will satisfy your appetite for knowing a little bit more about it. Very quick rundown, as quick as I can do anyway. It's a 79 XS 400. On July 1st of last year, I sprayed it with a hose. I was about to go for a ride, and then it stopped running. Basically, it just wouldn't get spark. I don't know what got ruined. I tried a few things. I bought an electronic ignition. I bought new coils. I bought new spark plugs. I bought new caps. I bought everything. Still nothing. So I mildly gave up on it out of frustration, tucked it into that corner because I didn't want it to sit somewhere where it would get rusty and disgusting. And today we're gonna at least try our best to see some strong blue spark. And if I get there, then the preceding steps after it will follow. I have very low expectations for this. I am not good at this stuff. So what I'm doing here is just setting up my electronic ignition straight to the battery, and I'm gonna pull the spark plugs out of the head, turn off all the lights in here, and give it a kick, because it's kick start only, and just see how faint and how bad the spark actually is, or if I'm getting any spark to begin with. At least that's the idea anyway. I have a little bit of suspicion that my battery is just kind of like toinked. It's no good, but I've had it on a smart trickle charger here for the last almost year. So it should be ready for the task of just sending a little bit of voltage and current to some spark plugs for at least some testing. Did it like sound a little bit like I knew what I was talking about? Because I don't. So, as expected, relatively smooth sailing in the way of wiring up the solution, or at least the troubleshooting of what I think might be the issue. Timing won't matter, nothing about getting it to actually run and burn fuel at this moment matters. All I want to do is kick it over and see good, bright blue spark. So I'm going to turn off all these lights so that I can actually see it a little easier, because it's a super pain to do with kick only. So lights out. And out. And let's give it a kick and see what happens. Nothing.
Later.
Good news and bad news. I'll start with the good news. I got it to spark. Real good, strong, blue, bright spark. With all the lights out, and I was like, oh, I figured it out. Bad news. Dusted this left side coil in my attempts to make all this work. Please allow me to explain, which is also going to do a huge disservice to my reputation when it comes to talking about me working on anything internal combustion using anything electronic to make it run. Okay. When we originally kicked over and got zero spark, I was like, well, what is the voltage of my, at this point now, 8-year-old anti-gravity tiny 4-cell battery? Zero. Dead zero. Yeah, that makes sense. You're not gonna get very much spark out of 0 volts. I would say, as it's been sitting out here in the winter, and the amount of times that it has sat out in the winter and just overall been treated like total trash and garbage, that it's finally given up. Totally acceptable. It has done a fantastic job for the last like 4 or 5 houses that I've lived in all sorts of different environments and situations. So off camera, just for fun, I hooked up my charger to the battery to get some volts into it and see if with some voltage in the system, if everything was gonna create a spark, to which it did. Now the problem starts where I wanted to show you the spark. The best way to do that is just carefully give the battery some time to charge and get some voltage into the system so that I can quickly get that shot. I'll just go do something in the house real quick and come back. Everything should be charged up enough to at least get a couple sparks go through the spark plug, and then we can continue on, and I know that I'll need a battery so that the bike can run after it's done being wired. My makeshift ignition switch here, that's this thing here, was on, which actually I knew without any fail safes, into my coils. And this one overheated severely, as you can see, and it is now dead. When I nonchalantly walked in here, I was like, something smells like it's burning, and I bet I have made a grave mistake. Ecstatic to see that this whole setup and everything will indeed spark, though feeling a little bit stupid that the entire time the problem was just that the battery was bad. Kind of an expensive mistake. And I'm like contemplating whether or not I even really want to put the money and the effort into really doing it.